So I wanted to do a quick tutorial because I posted this image on Instagram and I got a lot of questions and a lot of responses and a lot of views. And I wanted to address this and kind of explain very fast how I did it and how anyone can improve their renders with a little bit of AI. I'm not supporting 100% using AI tools from the start. I just think it's not there yet, but it's improving quite a lot. And in my case, I just wanted to enhance a little bit the materials in Enscape, especially the ones that are not photorealistic enough. So examples like glass, reflections, fur, carpet, what else? Maybe caustics, maybe details in the fabrics, vegetation. So there's a lot of things that I think this method could help with. So let's just see what I did. I'll walk you through the model in SketchUp. So basically, I just wanted to have a nice looking carpet close up, maybe with a chair in the foreground, something like this. And to do this, someone asked me what did I use for the or if I used scatter to put the hairs or the fabric on the carpet. But I actually did something else here. As you can see, it's a big black box with let's call it a softbox over here, like a dome light. And it's actually half a sphere with white on the inside. The white is an emissive material, I think. Yeah, it's an emissive material. And then I just spread some lights in it to act like a softbox. So let's see. Luminous power of the disc lights, something like this. Of course, you can adjust it. And some spotlights to give me some highlights. And I have like a reflective surface over here to bring back some details over here, because the chair is very dark and it's covered in shadows. So I just wanted that. And this is basically it for the lighting. Now for the carpet, as I said, I didn't use scatter to put some strands on this carpet. What I did is I scaled everything 10 times. So this coffee table here has 320 centimeters. So I scaled everything 10 times because I just used a grass material on this. Well, a carpet material, basically the same. And because everything is scaled so big, then the little carpet fabrics or strands or hairs or whatever you want to call them, these are very little, are very, they have a different scale. So if you use grass or you use carpet, they're fine, like they're smaller and they look better, and it just looks more realistic. Because if you work in a one-to-one scale, like a normal scale in SketchUp, and you put hair or carpet on something, you can't make it smaller than 0%, basically, obviously. But here, if you scale everything 10 times bigger, then you can adjust or go even lower on the scale. So I'll just show you how that looks. Just an important tip or thing to keep in mind: don't model your scene with the lights in it and then scale it with the lights. Don't ever scale the lights, because they won't become bigger or they won't become more powerful. So scale your scene, your 3D model, and after that do the lighting. in the big version or in the scaled up version. Let me just start Enscape and show you how it looks. You see you have the big softbox over there because, of course, because of the shadows it creates. So you see here just some great looking soft shadows. Let me just move this. And of course, on the little marble coffee table, everything is beveled. And as you can see, the carpet material, the strands here are very, very small. And fine, and they look really great. And they're smaller than normal, basically. That's the only way I could explain it. You scale your model, and then you have finer strands of carpet material or grass material. Just looks better. And the scene I wanted to make is something like this. Right? And I wanted to see how I could improve the carpet material with AI. So let's just jump into the cool stuff. Just hit render and start your AI engines. Now, the big question everyone has been asking me, what AI did you use? So I tried two AI engines, Krea and Magnific. And I stuck with Krea because, well, it's cheaper and it gave me pretty good results. So this is the main page, and they have home, generate, and enhance. Now for this, I used the enhance option of the AI. I didn't generate anything. And I'll show you how amazing this looks. I don't really get excited about AI, but this was really interesting. And I'll show you what I mean, because I loaded, as you can see here on the left, I did a lot of tests on a lot of different renders. And a lot of them are made with Enscape, but some of them are from Thea Render, some of them are made with Keyshot or Lumion or V-Ray. So you can basically use this method on any render you have, any photograph you have, so not necessarily a render, and it will improve some aspects of the image. So what I did is I loaded my image over here, which is this one, and you have an upscaling factor on the right, so it increases the resolution of your image if you want. So for me, I just kept it at 1x, so I didn't want the image bigger or enhanced. And then in the settings, I didn't do anything. So I literally just pushed a button to see how it works, because it generates this prompt automatically. And of course, I played around, and you can change it and get different results. I'll show you those in a minute. And then I just left everything default. I know I'm supposed to fiddle around and just change stuff and see how it goes, but I didn't. I just pushed enhanced. I'm sorry. That's all I did. I didn't even look at the settings. I just started using this website. I didn't know there were settings here. I just put my image and clicked on enhance. Now I played with the settings in other photos, but for this one, I just clicked enhanced. And you click enhance, and then this is what it does. Let me just zoom in. So it really, really did a good job on the carpet. Here especially, you can see how big of a difference this material compared to this material is. So this is just, it blew my mind. Now, it affected the whole image, and I'm not happy with the results on the other materials. Like here, I really like this kind of cool cup or ashtray or whatever it is, but it kind of super enhanced it, right? The leather on this worn book became wood for some reason. But it doesn't matter because all I was looking for is the carpet material, the fabric, the rug, right? That looks just, it looks great. So what I did is I just pushed enhanced and then I downloaded the image. And I went into Photoshop. And in Photoshop, let me just move myself from there like this. And in Photoshop, I just put the enhanced image over the other one. And if you have a clown pass, you can just select the carpet material and make a mask. I just did it manually. So just do a mask. Let me see here, rasterize, and then create a mask. Let's do a mask with white material over it. And just, or black, and just mask out what we don't want in the image. So I don't want it to affect the other materials. I'm just gonna do like a very bad job at masking here, but this is just a fast tutorial so you get kind of the idea of what I did. Of course, I worked a little bit more carefully with masking everything because I didn't want everything to be very sharp and enhanced like this AI tool usually does. Even here, the leather was changed to plywood for some reason. So it just, you know, it's not perfect, but for what I needed it to be, it was just great. And you just mask out whatever you don't need. I could have just masked the carpet. So I did a reverse mask. It doesn't matter. So you just mask out the stuff that you don't want in the picture or the stuff that you want in the picture. And that is it. And it did a pretty good job on the carpet material. I mean, there's no way I could have done this material or made it look so good with just Enscape. Probably would have taken me a lot of Photoshop work. But I want to show you back in Krea AI some other examples that I did, and you just put them into Photoshop and just mask out what you want and choose the elements that you want to be enhanced. Just go back here. So this was for the carpet. Now I'll show you some other examples that were really interesting. For example, in this one, as you can see, the enhanced image was just too much, just very sharp, everything was kind of more enhanced or on steroids even. But the interesting thing is the details on the cushions. So if you just look at the cushions, at this white material, how it became more like wrinkled, more real, it really looks good. So what I would do is just get this image in Photoshop and just mask the fabric and keep everything as the original image. You see the throw here on the sofa just became a lot more detailed, which is really cool. And another interesting thing is for plants. So this plant, I think it's 3D Warehouse. It just made it look so much better. And then, yes, you do need a little bit of Photoshop work to mask everything out, but I mean, to get this straight from 3D, it's a lot of work. And sometimes it's not even worth it. In this one, for example, the wrinkles, I just wanted to see how far it would take the wrinkles on the bed. So it did, again, an amazing job. And in this case, I could even use the whole image. I don't have to mask anything out. But it just went nuts on the wrinkles. Another thing that Enscape has trouble with is glass, and colored glass is even harder. But in this case, you see how this is the original image, and then the enhanced glass looks really good. So I would just mask out everything but the glass and just keep the glass, because, you know, even though there are some cool some damage in the wood, some cool scratches that are added, you know, you can keep those. But other than that, I wouldn't use the whole image. You know, I just wouldn't do enhance and then, yeah, this is the final render. No, I would definitely go into Photoshop and mask things out, because it really did a good job on the glass over here. Another interesting or cool thing about this is the small details it adds to fabrics. So in this case, I did a tutorial a while back about velvet, and because there is no fall off material in Enscape, you kind of had to use lighting and fake it a little bit. But in this case, I just told the prompt, a blue velvet chair sits in a white room with a plant and a light. So it just, the prompt that was automatically generated just said a blue chair sits in a room with a plant, and I just put in the word velvet and hit enhance. And I'll show you what it did. First, you see the plant was enhanced and it looks really nice. Some cool subsurface scattering going on and a little bit more detail on the leaves. But if we take a closer look at the velvet, you'll see how nice this looks. I mean, it added some cool realistic looking folds in there, some crushed velvet texture. So it really did a good job. We'll see before and after. This is really cool. And just mask out the chair and put it in the original render. Because again, I don't like what it did to the floor, for example, or how strong the shadows are, and there's kind of a line over here. So it's not perfect, but used locally, it could do a lot of good. And another cool one that I did was this one with, this is rendered in Enscape also. It's Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. Don't ask me why. Anyway, so I rendered this and it looks pretty, you know, faded. It doesn't have a lot of details. And then Krea AI just put in a lot of interesting, you know, metal, leathery damage stuff in here, and it just looks... It even added some details in the helmet. So it's really cool. Just use it wisely. Leave a comment below if you found this information useful. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.